If you're tired of crooked or off-center greetings on your handmade cards, stay tuned and I'll show you how to get perfect results with the Stamp-A-Majig. Hi, this is Sage Kimball and I'm the Mad Stamper with another technique video for card makers and paper crafters. If you want professional looking projects, you need to learn how to get sentiments positioned straight and centered every time. The Stamp-A-Majig is the perfect tool for the job and works just as well for images where positioning is crucial. The first step is to use the handle to position the stamp on the image sheet. With the textured side up, I place this corner against the corner of the handle here, making sure that the edges are flush. Next, I'm going to ink the stamp. It's best to use a quick drying ink like StazOn or archival black ink from Stampin' Up. Otherwise, you can get ink smudges on your project. Now I'm going to place the corner of this block against the same corner on the handle, but I'm not pressing down yet. When I'm sure both sides are square against the handle, then I can press down and I've got a stamp on my image sheet. I'll put this aside for a minute and prepare the cardstock. I've adhered it to my grid paper temporarily with Dado, lining it up along the grid lines. The next thing I want to do is draw a line where I want part of the stamp to line up. So I have a reference to help make it straight. And I'm going to put a mark at the center point as well. I'm going to use the word mother as the word I'm going to line up on the reference line. I'm going to put this over the square of cardstock and I'm going to move it around until it looks centered to me. Then I take a ruler and I line it up with the grid line that the mother is sitting on. And I pull the Stamp-A-Majig image sheet out of the way and I draw a light pencil line. Next, I want to mark the center. This piece of cardstock is 2 3/4 inches from one side to the other. Half of that is going to be 1 3/8 inches. So I make a light mark under the horizontal line. Now I'm going to find the center of the word mother on my image sheet. I'll center the word and comma between 2 lines that will give me an easy fraction to work with. 1 1/2 inches works well. And the center point of 3/4 of an inch is easy to figure out. I see that that's at the end of the cross on the T, so I'll make a mark there right on the image sheet. Okay, now we're ready to stamp on the cardstock. First, I'll put the image sheet over the cardstock. I'll line up the bottom of the letters on the word mother with the reference line that I drew and the center point at the edge of the T with the center point I drew on the cardstock. Next, I position the handle against the image sheet. This is the critical step. You can see that the image sheet isn't quite square against the cardstock, and this can be confusing. Now, if I move the image sheet so the edges are square to the grid lines, then my sentiment is crooked. So you have to ignore the edges of the image sheet and just look at the sentiment against the cardstock. Then I place the handle snugly against the corner of the image sheet. Now at this point, I move the image sheet out of the way. If I'm using inks that don't dry quickly, I like to erase the lines at this point so I won't get impatient and smudge the ink. Now you see, while I do this, I am holding the handle in place and I'm putting some pressure on the cardstock so it won't move around. Now I ink my stamp again and I put it in the corner of the handle without pressing down until I'm sure that the edges are flush against the handle, and then I'll press down. And voila. So there you have it. if you want your handmade cards and papercraft projects to look great, you'll definitely want to use the Stamp-A-Majig with your rubber stamps. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and leave me a comment. For more inspiration and instructions, be sure to sign up for my newsletter at www.stampingmadly.com. And don't miss another great video. Subscribe to the Mad Stamper YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button now.